Who else has come on? Chris, Karen, Hasib, thank you for coming. We are on to the third part of the type of meaning. Okay, so we got the cosmic meaning. So what we then do is naturally, okay, once we find an answer to why are we here and the purpose of our life, what we try and then do is find a meaning in the events of our life, okay? And this next two is where the concept of science and positive psychology kicks in. Okay, so the third meaning that you will find, or that will come to you, is situational meaning. The meaning that I give events in my life, whether it's the past event or whether it's a current event, the meaning that I give it will be whether it is a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, is it a positive event or a negative event, is the meaning I give it. All right, and here's the thing about situational meaning, okay? Events are just events. It's your processing, your cognitive processing of that event that gives it meaning. It's like rain, okay? Rain on hot days, when it comes down, is very cooling. It's refreshing. It's a beautiful feeling, and we know that water has what we call a negative charge. It actually takes away all the negativity from our body. That's why you feel good when you shower. And when it rains, it's a good thing. Yeah. On the other hand, rain, when you are in your good clothes, is not a good thing at all. So it's the same event, but it's the meaning that we give it that gives situational meaning its relevance, if I may. Okay, so the situational meaning will affect you every day. Okay, so today you've had events happen in your day. If you look back on it, you look back and go, that was a good thing, that was a bad thing, I had a great day, I had a shit day. Okay, all those events were just events. The situational meaning you gave that event through your processing is what made it a good day or a bad day. And that is the importance of the concept of meaning. All right. So the fourth meaning that you will get in your life is what we call the experiential meaning. All right. The experiential meaning is the meaning of the current event right now. As you're sitting there, standing there, or lying there, or however way you're positioned, as you listen to me, what I say to you and the way you cognitively process what I'm saying will be the experiential meaning that you're getting right now. All right. So experiential meaning is that moment of time. That moment where you remember when you get so involved, so in depth with an event or activity that time seems to fly or stop and fly at the same time. And you get into this concept of flow. All right. That's an experiential meaning. It means maybe, and that's completely up to you, that it was an enjoyable event. Or you can have an event that seems to be dragging on, like this conversation that I'm having with you. And same again, it's just an event. How you process it is what makes your experience. And that's the meaning you've given life as well. All right. So here's the thing. These two components here hit the realm of philosophy, and there are many conversations around that. But these two things here hit the realm of psychology, and we can do something about that. You can do something. So if you say, well, you know, meaning of life is vague, it's that, I really can't grasp it. Well, you kind of can. All right. If you look at the situational meaning and the experience of meaning, you will have a better understanding of why you're having a terrible life or why you're having a good life, why some events seem to happen to you all the time that are negative, and why some people seem to be happy all the time. So the good thing about the types of meaning is that no matter our demographic, whether we are the poorest of the poor to the 1% who own the wealth of the world, the meaning that you've given yourself will come into these categories. All right, how are we going? Any questions? Nope. Okay. So here's the thing about meaning, all right? Meaning will come to you in your life, whether when things are going well, or what we call the bright side of life, or whether life is not going so well, in the dark side of life. All right. So in the bright side of life, when things are happening and kicking on, it's kind of easy to give it a good situational meaning. But yet I know some people that will, two people will have the same event, and for them it's a completely different event. I'll give you a really basic example. You can have two people that have the same job, and I've seen this with some people I work with and have helped as well. Two people have the same job in the same company. The company decides that that position no longer requires those people. Two people, right? Person A, okay, they both get kicked out, they're no longer employed. Person A becomes a shut-in, stays in his room, doesn't go out, sees the world as a terrible place, is all depressed, okay? Person B, on the other hand, decides that this is a great opportunity. I can do something different in my life, goes out, educates himself, relearns some new skill, and progresses with his life. So what's the difference? Why are the same event seen to be different? Okay, and that's because of the meaning they've given that life. All right, and here's the other thing. Meaning on the dark side of life will also happen. Terrible things will happen in life, okay? So the meaning that you give the terrible things that have happened in your life will be what holds you in the future. It is the meaning you give it. Now, I'm not saying that, if someone close to you passed away that, we just got to look at that and look at the bright side of life. No, I'm saying that negative experience will actually affect you. And in psychology, we say that you can grow from a negative experience. You can take that negative event and make it into something positive, okay? You may not do it there and then, okay? Sometimes the pain is so large and so overwhelming that it completely occupies your senses and your cognitive processing that there is no time to do that. But eventually time, and this is proven to be true, time will give you enough space to look back on that and go, wow, that actually means something else. Let me give you an example of that. Let's say this didn't happen, okay? But let's give this scenario, and I know it has happened to some people. So let's say my mother died, okay? Well, she did die, but the scenario is not that. So let's say my mother died, and at that time it was a terrible event. I couldn't explain why she had to die, and that was a thing that had that had a terrible result for me. But at that funeral, at her funeral, I meet a woman who ends up being my wife, and 10 years later we have a child. I have a family. So from that negative event, okay, I'm able to see, because of that, now that I have a relationship and a family, that it wasn't such a bad event. Because if it wasn't for that event, I wouldn't have been able to have this life that I have now. Okay, simplistic, and I realize it's not always going to be that, but understand that all the negative events that have happened in your life, in the dark side of life, okay, how you give it meaning will give you the strength, the growth to keep moving in your life. And that's why meaning is so important. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's half an hour. I don't want to talk any more than half an hour. So this is part one of a series. Okay. What I'm going to do is on Thursday, because I've got a Practice Positive Psychology meetup on Wednesday, I was going to do another live post then. I won't be able to do that. But if you're ever interested in seeing more of this, I have, in Adelaide anyway, a free meetup group called Practice Positive Psychology. All you need to do is go look at meetup.com and look for Practice Positive Psychology and hit me up there, okay? And you can join and you can come here. I have it once a Wednesday night, and I explain all this, because this is all part of positive psychology. an amazing concept that I use in business and everything as well. The other thing as well is that if you like this, okay, please help me share it. There are people, loved ones and family that you may know that would take value from something like this. Okay, so pass the word, share, pay it forward. This is an amazing concept. It really does help a lot of people. And the third thing, before I say goodbye, I have a workshop on the, wait for it, I've forgotten when it is. On the on the 24th. Wow, it's 11 days. On the 24th of November, a Saturday, I have a workshop, a comprehensive workshop on finding meaning and values in your life. So if this is a thing that kind of tickled you, that affected you, on my Facebook and on this website, on this Facebook group, there is a link to it. Have a look at it. And if you've got any question, hit me up. If you've got any question now, please hit me up, and I would love to answer that for you. But otherwise, I'm done all my talking. I'm going to drink my tea quietly and wait to see if anyone has a question. But otherwise, thank you for coming. It is a Monday night, and I appreciate you have other things you can do, like, you know, consuming Game of Thrones, or what's that series? Weeds. I watched some of that, or any other thing. But I appreciate you coming along and having a chat. All the best to you. Enjoy. I don't think there's any questions coming, but be amazing to yourself and to each other. Bye.